Hey guys, here to do my weekly update, and as always I hope it finds you well. Um, let's just start out with updates. This week I maybe lost a pound. It was a very slow week, but I do think that based on what I figured out this morning, I think it's a hormone thing more than anything else. So hopefully this coming week I will play some catch up. Even in the last day, I I lost a pound, um, but the last day counts towards the next week. So we'll have to see how that actually works out. Um, I had some non-scale victories though this week, and they kind of belie I don't really know how to say it. They aren't really congruent with the kind of weight loss that I have been seeing, which is almost non-existent, um, because I've been dropping inches pretty quickly lately. Um, and this week I actually fit into a pair of jeans. Um, one that I thought by holding them up that they would be too small, um, but part of that conceptualization or that belief, I think, was because they were actually um, a size smaller than what I was wearing when I graduated from high school. So even though I weigh more than I did when I graduated high school, at least I think I do, um, I actually wear smaller clothing than then. So that's been an interesting realization. Um, and I think that just kind of attests to how the same body can have a different composition, muscle to fat ratio. So clearly I had a different ratio when I was younger, because if I could weigh less than this but be bigger, that means most likely when I weighed less than this I had a much higher fat percentage than I do now. So I'm kind of glad for that. Um, Another thing that happened this week that was kind of trippy was I had more than one person who's actually seen me not too long ago, like 3 or 4 weeks maybe, admit that they did not recognize me when they saw me either turn around at my desk or be walking towards their car, or, you know, just normal things. And it wasn't like I had dressed really any differently. I wasn't doing my hair differently. They just said I did not look the same as 3 weeks ago. And I think that in itself is kind of trippy and kind of an interesting thing to experience, because I do still have my moments where I have pictures that I took or whatever that I don't think look like me. So I think other people are starting to experience a disconnect from the me that they have in their memory versus the me that's in front of them. I'm now changing enough that I don't look like their stored memory image. And um, that I think is going to be interesting even more so as time goes by, as I see more people over the summer, um, and see some people that I typically only see once or twice a year because of where we see each other at. So I'm interested to see how that goes. This past week I saw my parents for the first time since Christmas probably, and they were also kind of shocked, I think. I've just been notoriously hiding a body shot uh, so that it will always be a surprise, I guess. Um, Unfortunately, some of my friends and family members are not too keen on that decision. They're asking for private photographs because they want to know and they're not around to see. So it'll it's still a decision I'm coming to terms with, and I'm not sure I'm going to do that yet. Let's see. So, I mean, I feel pretty good right now, even though the weight really hasn't changed a whole lot. I keep feeling, convicted about the fact that I keep going like grocery shopping and buying foods or whatever that I don't get through. And so I'm trying to kind of find a better middle ground when it comes to shopping with my eyes versus shopping for my needs. And not that I'm buying a bunch of stuff that I shouldn't have. It's just, you know, I guess, like, for example, my freezer right now is full of vegetables that I bought on sale or whatever. And, of course, the police have to come by, so they always do that to me. And this time I'm just going to roll with it. But anyway, my freezer is just full of stuff, and I got it at a good deal, but I, like I was telling my therapist yesterday, the the rate that I'm eating does not match the rate that I am stocking. So I mean, I guess it's good that I'm not eating that quickly, but I really need to, like, stop. So this time around, I bought like double the yogurts so that next weekend I won't feel compelled to go to the grocery store to get more yogurt, which is usually what sticks me there. Like, I need yogurt, I need cheese sticks. Like, those are the things that I go for, and I come home with, oh, that other great deal on beef and other stuff. And, oh, I found vegetables like five. You buy five and you get $5 off, whatever, I mean, I have to identify that and stop it because I don't have any more room. But speaking of my therapist, I guess I was going to put it on record this week, that I finally talked to him about the fact that I recognize that certain bulimic attitudes or thoughts are starting to become more common in my daily life. And I told him that, I was still able to kind of cognitively put it in check. Like, I might feel compelled to do certain things to make like a purge happen or something, but that I've been able to actively avoid it. But we talked at length about the fact that the reason that's happening is not because of a personal dissatisfaction with things or wanting to impress people a lot more. It's purely for the fact that, time goes by pretty quickly, and sooner, it'll probably happen sooner than I think it's going to. I'll have to see the surgeon again. And I told him, I don't like going in and feeling like I'm being actively judged for, my inability to do things or to lose weight or whatever. That's causing me a lot of anxiety. Like, it's having the anxiety effect that is, like, it's having one that's so profound that I'm like having dreams about the fact that I'm not eating the food I buy, and having like active arguments within these dreams about, like, well, that's not what's happening, and I promise I'll try harder. And uh it's starting to worry me because I went through a real long time where I let the opinions of other people dictate how seriously involved I was with purging behaviors or avoiding food altogether. And it was hard for me to admit to him that uh, that it was starting to be concerning enough to me to be mildly problematic. Like, I felt like it was important to tell him that those kinds of issues were happening. So just in case, a couple months from here, like, it's weird to be aware that that stuff is happening. It's weird to be aware that, like, your mentality is changing in regards to your relationship with food, and but to also be sitting here thinking things like, a few months from now I might end up developing such a unbalanced relationship with food or whatever, that I might be actually delusional as to how serious it is. And so I try to be preemptive and let him know that this was happening. So in the unlikely but possible event that I lose control of that, I want somebody to be able to, I guess, intervene. But we ended up talking about, like, strategies for my next appointment with the surgeon and how to manage anxiety, and to have the kind of discussions that I think I should be having with her. Because I do want to be a part of the team that's managing this situation. I don't want to just get instructions, do what I'm told, get instructions, do what I'm told, and if those instructions don't work, just have the assumption be that I'm not holding to the instructions. So, I'm still waiting for an email back from them about blood work, but uh, I'm trying to be more active in it and a little more um, preemptive for things that could be an issue. So I'll probably end up having a physical in the near future, and checking in with my regular physician and not just my surgeon. And I might establish a regular visit with him, just to make sure that everything is okay. I guess, like, part of the paranoia that I'm dealing with right now is that my slow weight loss is from the effect that we've seen before, like when I was in college and was really working, or battling an eating disorder, and my thyroid actually stopped working because I was eating so little. Like, it wasn't driving my metabolism on the level that it should. So at that time I had to be on thyroid medication, and it took a while for things to turn around. So the blood work done for a physical should tell me whether or not that's actually happening again. And if so, like I told my therapist, I would rather go on another medication and fix the issue and know what's going on than to have that going on, not know it, and be responding to that in a unhealthy manner through, like, my bulimia tendencies from back in the day. So anyway, I guess that's just me admitting to having a weakness. I try not to even think about the fact that that appointment's coming. I just try to focus on, like, positive feedback I'm getting, and eating consistently and stuff. But I think it's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks, and I'm really hoping that things kind of pick up and stop being so stubborn. But for now, like I said, trying to focus on other things, and being able to wear different clothes has definitely helped with that. So anyway, that's really all I wanted to say for this week. Feel free to leave comments, subjects. And I don't know, if you've been watching these videos a lot, while I appreciate that, like, give me feedback, I guess, like, if things look different. Because I think we all want reaffirmations that what efforts we're making are actually doing what we're trying to do. So anyway, thanks for putting up with my experimental hair today, and I guess I'll talk to you guys later. So bye bye for now, and take care of yourselves.